evening, everyone. Welcome back. We were here once for those of you that missed us.
Yeah.
We're back again. It's time for varsity volleyball from Appleton Avon High School. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Alyssa Evans alongside. She'll be running the camera. Elmwood is finishing their warm-ups. The Trojans in the house to take on the A-Town Tornadoes JV action, if you missed it, which I know at least one person did.
My father.
Yes. 25-15, 25-9. The A-Town Tornadoes get a convincing victory over Elmwood. The A-Town JV team has been looking very solid in the 2 times I have seen them play this year. Live chat's open. Hop in there. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We'd love to see that. Well, Alyssa, the JV team has looked pretty good, haven't they? Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
You used to give more than one-word answers? Or?
I don't know.
There's a 3-word answer, kind of. As
Depends on the day.
The 2 teams are done with warm-ups. We'll talk a little bit more about it in just a minute. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you, and we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And welcome back. Time for the starting lineups. Number 19, Paige Ryan. Number 9 is Lexi Begner. Number 20 is Cheyenne Burge. Number 3 is Sammy Centers. Number 2 is Gianna Ramirez. Number 8 is Leah Holslander. And the libero is number 13, Ren Kellenberger. That's the Trojans lineup. Here comes the A-Town Tornadoes. At left back will be number 11, Maya Alderson. At right front will be Charlie Cox, number 7. Middle front, number 21 is Avery Stiegel. Right front will be number 14, Vivian Bigger. Left back will be number 18, Taylor Hindle. Middle back, number 1, Ava Patch. And the libero again tonight, number 6, Tiana Hamilton. Two teams coming to the net to meet things up, and we're ready to go. Varsity action coming your way. See if the A-Town Tornadoes varsity squad can respond and play the way the JV team has done. Against South Fulton, the JV team dominated the Lady Rebels. The varsity squad had some communication problems and lost to South Fulton. We'll see if that continues to be the case tonight. The referee's checking the lineups. Libero check. Coming out in the back row is Patch. She'll only play front row here at the varsity level. Hamilton will come in for her as the libero, and back to serve as we expected, number 11, Maya Alderson. And a serve comes to an overpass. It's tipped up. It's going to go to the net. Fight at the net. A jousting session. Hit back across by Stiegel. And Stiegel is going to start things off with the kill for the Tornadoes. First point of the match is going to go to Alderson and the Tornadoes. She goes back to serve again. Deep. The libero, number 13, Kellenberger, is there, and that is a kill for number 20, Cheyenne Burge, the middle hitter. Gets her first kill, and it's a side out. Back to the Trojans for the first time. Back to serve, number 19, Paige Ryan. The jump serve. Hamilton's there. It's off her arms, out, and an ace for Paige Ryan. Ryan back to serve again with her team leading 2-1. More trouble with the serve receive. Bigger sends it across. It's dug up by Kellenberger. Now, oh, what a job of hanging in the air going after that. It's not going to be a kill. It won't show up on the stat sheet. But a great job by Burge to go up, hang, wait for the ball, and then tip it across. Another point for Paige Ryan. And an overpass. Ryan comes to get it. Back set, pushed across. That was Begner, Lexi Begner. Now a free ball is going to come across. Out of system again. Kellenberger to Ryan. It's just barely out. Paige Ryan, who was serving and is the setter, nearly got a kill from the back row right there, but it's going to be a side out, and it's going to bring it to 3-2. Charlie Cox, going back to serve. Push near side on the set, tipped across by number 3, Sinners. Boy, there's a Alderson. Stiegel's like, hey, you can't walk away without giving me some high fives and stuff, too. So Cox got the point. She gets a service error there. Stiegel has 2 kills. Back to a lead and back to serve is Lexi Begner. Back row. And it's pushed to Stiegel. Stiegel on the attack again, and that one's out of bounds. Another hitting error. Begner back to serve one more time. She's got 1 service point. Once again, hop in that live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Let us give you a shout out. Let the girls know who's watching them. They can go back and watch and see who's in the live chat. There's an attack and a kill by number 2, Gina Ramirez. She gets her first kill. Begner gets her second straight service point. And it's 6-3. Deep serve this time. Hamilton's there. Alderson goes to get it. Outside. Hindle on the attack. Nice pass. Middle. Pushed across. Stiegel outside to Hindle again. Hindle drives it off the arms of Holslander and out of bounds. A kill for number 14. Was that bigger? That was Hindle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was. Hindle's 18, excuse me. She gets her first kill. And Stiegel goes back to serve and serves it out of bounds. A service there. Back to the Trojans. Let's see the number 20.
24.
Number 20 is out back to serve, right?
Yeah.
Number 20, Cheyenne Burge back to serve.
I thought you were talking about the one that came in for
No.
Aton.
Deep out of bounds on the attack by Hindle. Another hitting error. Burge gets the service point. As she said, into the game, Lily Stevens. She takes that ball right there, actually. Now it's going to go to Hindle. She drives one home. Taylor Hindle driving it down the middle of the floor. Side out for the Tornadoes. 8-5 is the score. Bigger going back to serve now. Deep corner. Oh, they're going to get a chance to push it across. They will get it across. There's an overpass. Outside it comes. Into the net, a hitting error on the attack by Ramirez. And a point for Vivian Bigger, who picks up where she left off. She scored 9 service points in the JV contest. Going to try to do the same thing here. She's got her first one. Their team trailing by 2. Bigger back to serve again. Deep corner again. Little too long. Out of bounds with the service error. Side out back to the Trojans. Going back to serve for the Trojans. I believe that's Sammy Centers, number 3. It is. Middle. Patch. Dug up by Centers. Outside. Ramirez. Dug by Cox, but it's going to go overpass. Middle. Nope. Back out to Ramirez again. Off the block. Dug by Stevens. Outside it comes now. Hindle drives it deep and out of play. Centers is going to get the service point. Two lefts are big hitters right now in the front row for each team. Hindle for the Tornadoes. Ramirez for the Trojans. There's an overpass that falls for a side out. Back to Hindle, who will come back to serve for the first time. Taylor Hindle has a couple kills, serving for the first time. Her team down by 3, and she serves it out, a service error. Errors unforced are a killer in volleyball, and there's been about 4 service errors on first serves for the Tornadoes here, which have been huge. The libero back to serve. That's number 13, Rin Kellenberger. Off the block and then off of Hindle, out of bounds. Kellenberger back to serve again. She got her first service point. And that's an ace. It's 13. That last kill that I didn't say was by number 8, Holslander. Chance for Patch to do something with it. They called a double hit. Hey, you're not going to get away with that this year, as they've taken double hit out of the second touch. So if you push one across with both hands, odds are you better be darn clean with it or you're going to get a double hit. Everybody's been watching. That's Sales on Kellenberger. Out of bounds, a side out, 14-8. Checking in is going to be Stiegel. Checking out, number 24, Lily Stevens for the Tornadoes. Back to serve is number 1, Ava Patch. Deep serve off of Centers, out of bounds. Ava Patch, who had 6 service points and 3 aces, gets an ace here and brings her team 1 point closer. Kellenberger with the dig that time. A little early on the jump, but got it across. There's Cox off the block, and it still stayed in. And a kill for Charlie Cox. And Ava Patch gets another point. First kill for Charlie Cox. 14-10. Jumping from the middle of the floor. Kellenberger got her arm on it. Oh, what a job to hustle out and get that, and they're going to get it across. Stiegel's there. Alderson back to Stiegel. It's going to drop. And the Campfire defense. Stiegel gets the kill. Patch gets another point. It's 14-11. Timeout Elmwood with a 3-point lead here in set number 1. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
And welcome back. As you see the Tornadoes on the screen there taking a timeout. It was an Elmwood timeout. Elmwood came out of the timeout in less than 30 seconds. We've seen several of those timeouts this year, haven't we? The short timeouts.
Yeah, and like it's always the people who call that have the short times out, and then people who don't are there the whole time.
The short toss for Patch, she kind of threw that one a little too far out in front of her, couldn't get to it. And it's into the net. It's a side out. And it's 15-11. Back to serve. Number 4, it looks like. That's Jade Conley. All punched across by Stiegel. What a job by Hamilton to dig that up. And then off the block, the big hit comes again from Cheyenne Burge. And she and Hindle, well, and Ramirez are. It's a little different for the Trojans. When Burge is in the front row, she is the go-to from the middle. She goes to the back row, and then it's Ramirez, and they're going to tip it across. They're going to call a lift on that one. But when Burge goes to the back row, Ramirez comes back in, and she plays left, and then that's where they start to pass the ball to predominantly. So a little different offensive look for the Trojans as they go middle left. Off the nets, and another kill for Avery Stiegel. Side out for the Tornadoes.
17-12.
Alderson back to serve for the second time. That's been a lot of points scored in one rotation right there.
Yeah.
Alderson serve. Doug to the net, and driving it home was Burge. Great job of staying out of the net by Lexi Begner, the setter. She was able to stay out of the net, get a good quick setup for Burge, and she just drove it home to the open hole on the left side of the defense. Begner back to serve now. That's not Begner. It's number 10, Holslander. And that ball goes out of bounds on the hitting error. Holslander gets her first service point. 19-12. Hamilton with the serve receive. Back set to Cox. She pushed it across. Now it's going to be Centers on the attack. Stiegel is going to push that one across. Back row attack coming for Holslander. It's Doug. Now it's going to be Cox with a big drive. Nobody touched it. It's out of bounds. Another point for Conley. Trouble for Hamilton. Cox goes to get it. Stiegel sends it across. Tipped across. What a job. Sometimes it's not a hittable ball or a very hittable ball, and Burge went up that time knowing she couldn't put a lot on it and just placed it right in the center of what really wasn't Campfire defense. Everybody was trying to get back to it, but she's been hitting the ball so hard that they're kind of on their heels, and when she just tipped it, they couldn't react quick enough. And Ryan gets another point.
Timeout A-Town.
Timeout on the floor, charge to A-Town. It's 22-12 here in set number 1. as they start to play a little music in the background. But Alyssa, the Trojans have really done the same thing to the Tornadoes here in this varsity match that we've seen JV Tornadoes do to the opposite.
Yeah.
They come out, they just get fired up, and the varsity team's not able to kind of recover like the JV team's been able to do yet. You played some volleyball back in middle school, didn't you?
Yeah, I played like a year of it.
So you understand it a little bit.
A little bit. I was an 8th grader then, and now I'm a 12th grader, so it's been a couple years.
Paige Ryan serve. Alderson sets middle to Stiegel. It doesn't go across. 23-12.
I just lied to you. I wasn't an 8th grader. I was a 6th grader. So it's been 6 years since I
that
played
drops
volleyball.
in a deep corner, an ace. 6 points unofficially, second ace for Paige Ryan. And it's 24-12, set point for the Trojans. That was Hindle outside. Begner, and she's going to go off the block. Lexi Begner gets the kill, and that's how the first set comes to an end. 25-12. The Trojans get a set 1 win. We'll come back with set number 2 in just a couple minutes. You're watching A-Town Tornado Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you, and we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back to Abington-Avon High School. 1 minute on the clock. 25-12. As you see on the scoreboard, the win for the Trojans in set 1. We'll give the Trojans this set victory, reset the scoreboard, look at a few things here. 7 service points, including 2 aces for Paige Ryan for the Trojans. 3 for Kellenberger, 2 for Conley, 1 for Centers, 2 for Begner, 1 for Holslander. For the Tornadoes, 2 service points for Ava Patch, including an ace, 1 for Charlie Cox, 1 for Alderson, 1 for Bigger, 4 kills for Stiegel, 1 for Charlie Cox, and 2 for Taylor Hindle, and that's the stats for the Tornadoes. So going back to serve, starting things off right where she finished off. Paige Ryan starts set number 2 at the service line for the Trojans. Let's serve, and it's going to be an ace. Literally picking up where she left off. 3rd ace of the match for the junior setter from the Trojans. Cox sent that one across. It's going to come outside. Begner hits it a little wide. Had the right depth, just a little wide. A side out on the hitting error. Going back to serve will be Maya Alderson. She, as I said, had 1 service point in set number 1. We'll see if she can do something here. Deep. Not a great pass. Ryan is there. Back row attack by the libero, Kellenberger. Goes over the net, and then Stiegel tried to set near side to Weber, but no dice.
Miscommunication.
Oh, my goodness. Kellenberger.
Talk about miscommunication.
Kellenberger just hit the poor, unsuspecting Leah Holslander right in the noggin with the ball. And Holslander's like, what did I do to you? I didn't do anything. I'm innocent, I tell you.
Her face was pure shock.
Kellenberger is sitting over on the bench right now laughing. And I don't think Holslander's laughing. I mean, I probably would be, but I don't think, well, she did it first, so maybe she was laughing. Stiegel on the attack. Nobody, they're out of system, and nobody went to get the second touch, and it's a side out.
2-2.
And going back to serve will be Charlie Cox for the Tornadoes. Kellenberger. Ryan Ramirez missed that one. She went up a little early and started to fall before she could get to the ball. Lead for the first time for the Tornadoes here in set number 2 off the hand of Charlie Cox. She's got 2 service points now. I'm going to serve up another one here, and that's going to drop for an ace. And that was the aforementioned communication problems. 3 service points now, including that ace for Charlie Cox. Ryan, a bump set, going to go middle, pushed across, and that could have been an illegal hit. Burge is going to get the kill, though. Her 5th, side out. Burge going back to serve. So what I said earlier, I was 1 rotation off. They are in the front row for 1 rotation. That's an overpass. Ramirez is there. She's going to send it right back across, right back to Ramirez. Tipped up, pushed across, and they're going to call a double hit. And another side out. Going back to serve is going to be Avery Stiegel. She did not get a service point in her 1 service in set 1. Ava Patch checks in. Hamilton, the libero, checks out. She'll check back in for Stiegel when she's done serving. Ryan to Ramirez, drives it down, and somebody was in the net. Huh. Boy, I really thought Weber was in the net.
No, it was out.
Well, Weber was in the net, though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, either way.
But Tornadoes get the point. Alderson. Hendel drives one home. Taylor Hendel, her 3rd kill. 2nd straight service point for Avery Stiegel. And timeout on the floor. Charged to the Elmwood Trojans. They trail by 4 here in set number 1 set number 2 after winning set number 1, 25-12. The A-Town Tornadoes have responded in set 2. 2 straight service points for Avery Stiegel. And that has gotten things going. Charlie Cox had a couple service points as well. And we are back at it. Very short timeout from both teams that time. Avery Stiegel back to serve again. Drops that one in. Kellenberger's there, not a good pass. Burge had to go get it. Pushed across by Bregner. Off the arms of Burge. Hendel, another kill. She's got 4. And we might be looking at my first 3-set match of the year. Ryan. That's Holslander. Oh, in the net. Number 9, Weber. I think she got away with one earlier, to be blatantly honest with you. 8-4 on the side out. No, not Paige Ryan. Sinners. Sammy Sinners going back to serve. Number 3. Bump sets. Going to be pushed across. Ryan sets outside to Ramirez. She drives one home. Ramirez gets her 2nd kill. Another point for Sammy Sinners, her 2nd. The lefty drives that one into the net, side out, back to the Tornadoes. 9-5. The score going back to serve is going to be number 9, Miley Weber, the junior. I believe she served in the first set. I think Vivian Bigger played for her in set number 1. That one's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Holslander, and Weber is going to pick up her first service point. Burge with the dig. Well, that could have been a double hit. Alderson out to Hindle. What a job to go after. It's going to be up and punched over. Alderson now middle. Patch off the arms. Getting it up. They might have a chance. Can they get it across? Ramirez. Oh, she was getting it there, but it hits the nets. It hits actually the divider up at the top of the.
Do you know why that's there?
Yeah, it divides the gym in half.
Yeah, but do you know why they installed it?
Because to keep the girls and boys separate?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
When COVID happened, they divided the 8th graders and the 7th graders and 6th graders.
And another passing error.
So 8th graders were on one side, 7th graders were on the other, and then the 6th grade was in the hall.
3 straight service points for Miley Weber. Centers went to get that one. Ryan backs at Ramirez from the right side, and she got underneath that and in front of it. Hits it out of bounds. Timeout, Elmwood. We'll take a quick one as well. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Just say
No,
that.
I'm not 75.
I was going to say, you're not 75, sir.
50.
Of course you are.
I am 50. Actually, I am 50.
I don't know if I can believe you.
Believe me or not, I am 50.
You
I'm old.
don't look a day over 25.
You're such a liar. Kellenberger, Ryan. Ramirez is going to tip that one, going in to get it. Let's see who that was there. It's off the net, off the hands, abusing the block. Hendel gets another kill. And the Tornadoes opening this one up. Hendel's got 5 kills. 5 straight service points for Miley Weber. Another low, hard serve. Great pass, though. Tipped across, dug up by Alderson. They're out of system. Outside Hendel on a great bump set. That never got over the nets. Well, I don't think it got over the net. I'm not going to give them a block, but they are going to get the side out. Kellenberger, the libero, junior. Rin Kellenberger back to serve with her team needing some points in a bad way. Do the Trojans. Cox, here's Patch on the attack, and she sails it out the back. Another hitting error.
All the coaches are just gathered in one corner over there. We have Boone, we have Batson.
Short and an ace. Charlie Cox couldn't get to that one. Kellenberger gets her second ace, her 5th service point. And this is what they have to do. They have to get side outs defensively and score a couple points every time they have a serve. If you get down by 9 or so points in rally scoring, there's Patch is going to send that one across. Centers is there. Ryan, middle. Dug up by Weber with a one-arm dig. A bump set. Patch is going to send it across, and they're going to call double hits. That's a good call probably. 14-9. Kellenberger another one. She's got 6 now. With rally scoring, every time, if you're down by more than 5, every time you get to serve, you need to score 1 or 2 points minimum. They've done it here to try to get back into this. Centers. That's going to be a free ball sent across by Lexi Begner. Nice pass back there by Cox. That's going to come near side Begner, and it's in. It was no, they call a touch. They call a touch on Patch. So Begner's going to get the kill. Another point for Kellenberger. I thought it was in anyway, to be honest with you, but Alderson's going to tip it across. Block, dug up by Ryan. Back out to Ryan. She's a hitter, too. She's going to go off the block, dug by Charlie Cox. Alderson sets outside to Hindle. She pushes it across. Back to Hindle on the overpass. Dug up on an out-of-bounds hit as Sinners went diving for it. I think it was going to drop out of bounds, but she went for it anyway, and Hindle gets another kill. She's got 6, and she goes back to serve now. She's got 3 service points as well. From the middle of the floor she comes. Deep, Burge, Ryan, Begner off the block that time, and it's going to be a kill for Lexi Begner, her 3rd, and a side out. So right now, in that series, and the serve is going to be number 4, Jade Conley. In that series, as I said, they did exactly what they need to do, right? They scored a few points. They got an immediate side out. Didn't give up any more points. There's an overpass. Ryan, middle, Burge drives it home in the back right corner. Burge gets her 6th kill. Conley gets her 3rd service point. And now you see momentum starting to change. You see a little frustration coming to A-Town. Conley back to serve. Can they respond, being A-Town? And off the net. Nice job of digging it up, but under the net went
19.
Begner. As Begner went sliding in to dive it out of the net, but she slid too far. A side out. And Patch goes back to serve. So they couldn't get a point that time. It's 16-12. Conley leaves. Kellenberger back in. Quick tip. Dug up by Weber, and they couldn't get there. Side out again. Paige Ryan back to serve. She's the one that's been the biggest problem for the Tornadoes. She's got 8 service points, including 3 aces. They need to get her out of the service lane. There's trouble. It's tipped across by Charlie Cox. What a job to go get that. Begner sends a free ball across. Hindle's there. Alderson tips it down and off the block of Burge. Maya Alderson gets her 1st kill. And that's a big one because Paige Ryan has been a huge problem at the service line for the Tornadoes. They get her out without scoring a point. Alderson back to serve now. The setter for the Tornadoes drives that one into the net. That's something we have not seen in set number 2 was first serve service errors from the Tornadoes. That's the first one of the set. Back to serve will be Begner. Lexi Begner going back to serve now for the Trojans. They trail by 3. See if Hamilton, an overpass, and out. It hit the outpost. So Begner gets another service point, her 3rd. And it's 17-15. An overpass again. Outside Ramirez through the block and down. Abusing the block of Stiegel and Weber. And it is another kill for number 2, Gianna Ramirez, her 3rd. Begner gets her 4th service point, and it's a 1-point game, 17-16. Another problem passing, and we're tied at 17. Begner back to serve. They were down 14-5 and have clawed all the way back. Alderson now sets middle to Stiegel, and she can't get it over the nets. A 1-point lead for the Trojans. Timeout, A-Town. Now the conversation switches from they were in the earlier timeout very happy. Things were going their way. This time you have to turn that around and get them to get back up. They came out of the timeout a little sluggish last time. This time they got to come out fired up again and get ready to go. 35 seconds left.
You should go down there and give them a motivational speech.
I should, shouldn't I?
Yeah. You should do that.
You know, the thing is I'm up here watching this. I don't really see a whole lot they're doing bad. It's just the passing has been a problem here, especially during this run from the Trojans. And Begner has 5 service points unofficially. It's 18-17. Actually, she's got 6. I forgot to mark the last one. Hamilton, a good pass that time. Alderson back sets to Cox. She tips it across. They brought it up. It's got to be pushed across. They get it. Hamilton's there again. Nice pass to Alderson. Outside Charlie Cox. She goes down the line and gets the kill. We're tied at 18. Charlie Cox gets her second kill, and she'll go back to serve. She's got 3 service points, including an ace. 18-18, set number 2. It's 1 set to none, and Kellenberger just whiffed. I don't know if she took her eye off the ball or what happened there. She was in perfect position and then just raised her arms up and missed the ball. 4 points, 2 aces, and a 1-point lead for the Tornadoes as Charlie Cox serves it up again, and another service error. We're tied back at 19. This time, going back to serve will be the big middle hitter, number 20, Cheyenne Burge for the Trojans. She's got 1 service point. She goes right at Charlie Cox, and it's going to be an ace. A lead for the Trojans now by 1. Cheyenne Burge gets her first ace. 2nd service point. At the line she goes again. Little hop, a skip, and a throw, an overpass. It's at the net, and oh, that ain't good. That's not good. Trouble for the middle hitter. That is Leah Holslander. As she went up and came down awkwardly. Not sure if she came down on a foot. I don't think she did.
It was her knee. Her
knee maybe hyperextended a little bit. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their health care.
And coming back out of the timeouts, as we're tied at 20, but more importantly for the Trojans, getting helped off the floor with what looked like a left knee injury, Leah Holslander. Hopefully she'll be okay. End of the game for the Trojans to replace her, number 29, Gwen Egan. Back to serve for the Tornadoes, tied at 20. They have to win set 1 if they want a chance to win this match. It's Avery Stiegel. She rolled off 3 straight in her last service. Ryan to Ramirez, off the block, and down it goes. A kill for Ramirez, and she gets the serve right back for the Trojans and gives her team a 1-point lead. Now it's going to be Sammy Centers back to serve. Centers has 2 service points. The Trojans are 4 points away from a win. Ramirez now is going to just tip it across, and it's going to fall. Great thought by Ramirez as she's going to get a 5th kill. Centers gets her 3rd service point. It's a 2-point lead for, and that's going to be way out of bounds. But that's what we talked about. How important is getting a point on a service, because it would have been a tie right now. They got that 1 point with good thought from Ramirez, and it brings Weber back to serve. Weber had a great first service. She served 5 straight points. They could use something like that. There's Kellenberger from the back row. It's dug up. Middle patch with the left hand. It won't go across. Side out. She had to kind of go back and get that with the left hand and couldn't bring it across. 23-21. Kellenberger back to serve now. She has got 7 service points. She had a big run last time. Kellenberger with the dig. Ryan outside. Begner dug by Alderson. Hit across by Hindle. Nice diving dig by Burge. Middle into the net, and the hitting error for Gwen Egan, who had to come off the bench, you remember, when Holslander was hurt. So she hits her first attempt into the net, and it's 23-22. Hindle back to serve now. Hard serve off Kellenberger. Dug and pushed across. They do get it across on the free ball. Alderson outside, no middle. It goes to Patch. It's down. The sophomore gets a kill, and we're tied at 23. The freshman, actually, I'm sorry. Ava Patch, the freshman, gets the kill. We're tied at 23. Hindle back to serve again. That was her first service point. Well, that wasn't a great pass, but it worked out okay. Ryan's going to send a free ball across. Short. It's dug up by Stevens. There's Coxon and across. Kellenberger's there. Outside, it's going to come to Begner. Begner is dug by Weber, 9-9. Now it's Alderson. Free ball going to be sent across by Cox. Dug up over there by Centers. Now Ryan, middle to Egan. Off the block of Patch. Back to Patch. It's into the net, and it is a side out. Match points coming, and it's the player coming off the bench in replacement of the injured Hulslander. Is going to be serving as Gwen Egan, but a timeout charged to the Tornadoes. And maybe a little bit of icing going on here because they ice kickers, they ice servers sometimes. And when somebody comes off the bench in a heated situation like this, if you, the camera not on the Trojans right now, but they are excited over there trying to get Egan all pumped up as she looks ready to go. With a lot of smiles on the Trojan side. They trailed 14-5 here in set number 2. They have a match point coming here as they took a lead. The Tornadoes took a timeout, and it's been back and forth ever since that timeout. Egan back to serve. Can she get the game winner? It's deep. Alderson tips it across. Begner was there. Middle, it goes to Burge off the block. And the 7th kill of the match is the game winner. Gwen Egan gets the first service point of the match for her. Burge, they go to their high-powered middle hitter, and that is bringing this one to a close, 25-23. A spirited effort by the A-Town Tornadoes comes up just a little short in set number 2. As the Tornadoes fall 25-12, 25-23. It was tied at 23. But the Elmwood Trojans come away with a sweep of A-Town tonight. They win actually they don't. They sweep the varsity contest, but are swept in the JV contest. A-Town wins the JV contest 25-15, 25-9. Elmwood wins the varsity contest 25-12, 25-23. Looking at some stats for the two teams here. We'll start with the victorious Elmwood Trojans. Unofficial stats, of course, 1 kill and 1 point for Leah Hulslander. But more importantly, she went down with what would appear to be a left knee injury late in the second set. We'll hope that she is okay. Lexi Begner had 6 service points and 3 kills. Gianna Ramirez had 5 kills. Ren Kellenberger, the libero, a junior, had 7 service points, including 2 aces, and she served about 3 straight points with her team down 14-5. Well, they got the side out to make it 14-6, and then she served 3 straight and got them back in, and that's where it started coming back in set number 2. Jade Conley came off the bench to serve 3 service points. Sammy Centers had 3 service points. Paige Ryan had 8 service points, including 3 aces. Cheyenne Burge had 2 service points and a game-high 7 kills. I'm going to say game-high. Let me see if it's game-high. It is game-high 7 kills. Gwen Egan off the bench to replace Hulslander. She played 2 rotations before she went back to serve, and she gets the game-winning single point to end this match at 25-12, 25-23. For the Tornadoes, 3 service points, including an ace and 1 kill for Ava Patch. 4 points, including 2 aces and 2 kills for Charlie Cox. Miley Weber served 5 straight service points in her first service of set number 2 to help blow up the game. She finished with 5 service points. Maya Alderson had 1 service point in set 1. She had 1 kill in set 2. That's all she had for stats in the game. Vivian Bigger had 1 service point in set 1. She did not play in set 2. Taylor Hindle had a team-high 6 kills and 1 service point. Avery Stiegel had 4 kills, all in set number 1. She also had 3 service points, all in set number 2. That's the stats for these 2 teams. So for Alyssa Evans, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for watching TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We've got all kinds of volleyball starting tomorrow night as the Lady Suns Classic starts. 5 games a night down at Southeastern High School. Tune in, enjoy the fun, see some of the best small school volleyball in the state of Illinois right there in Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. Thanks for watching tonight. We greatly appreciate you. We'll talk to you again very soon. See you.